Hey there, it's MsMoonsong and welcome back. Today's Wicked card reading is about your past lives and what you can do to have a great day today. So, um, what we're going to do is we're going to pick a few cards and we're going to have them lined up in these messages for you today. So, on the left, we have Lepidolite, and in the center left, we have Jasper. In the center right, we have Carnelian. And on the far right, we have Labradorite. So take a moment to focus on your crystals and ask which message is for me? How can I um, use the information that I learned from my past lives to make sure that I have a great day today? So I hope this helps you. If it does, definitely leave me a comment below. Tell me which message you liked, and we'll see you right back after the shuffle. So we're back after the shuffle. You have 4 messages here. The first message is Lepidolite, the second message is Jasper, the third message is Carnelian, and the fourth message is Labradorite. So take a moment to focus on the question, which is, what can my past life tell me about having a great day today? And then go to the timestamp that corresponds to the message of your crystal and go ahead and read it. And then stick around for the afterthoughts. And then if we have time, we'll do some astrology. Thank you so much. Be right back. Message 1, Lepidolite. You have the Lovers in reverse. Everything is for me, not against me. Integrating the ego. Doubt. I release the need to know all the answers. You have death. You have wife, late modern age, walking the middle path, childbirth, Middle East, material loss, philosophical, widow or widower. What I'm seeing here is that you've actually lost someone very important to you recently, probably, and you're still dealing with a lot of anguish and anger and feelings, and you really have to like deal with that head on. And the way to do that is by like going into grief counseling. That's what I'm going to recommend for you. I think you've like lost something really heartbreaking has happened to you, you know. You've lost someone who might be a wife or a mother or someone who is in your support structure and your family, which you know they make you feel alive, and you really need to take a moment to focus on your present surroundings, because I think this is a past life relationship that has been broken, and you need to take a moment to reconnect with yourself and what you need and your desires so that you can become your best self later on. You're grieving. So you need to take time out for that. Hope that helps. Thanks. Message 2, Jasper. Oh, we have 3 of Cups in reverse, creating cooperation. More gets accomplished when everyone has a role to play. Patience. Queen of Staves. And oppression, fanatical, spinster, lover, World War age, becoming more natural, miscarried or died at birth, lost civilization. Here, I think we have something going on. It seems like you're kind of like a teacher role, or some sort of a mother or higher elder. Um, you are someone who is talked about in many different ways. You want to have like a celebratory attitude, but it's really difficult sometimes because gossip gets in the way. So it seems like you have to be patient in order to like let things grow to fruition and change, and then you'll be fine. So what I think you have going on is like you have a little bit of backstabbers in your midst, and you don't really want to like push forward too hard. You actually want to see it like subside, but actually, you might need something like you might need to correct someone so that you can blossom yourself. So I hope that helps. Thank you. Message 3, Carnelian. You have the Six of Staves. You have, I am born of infinite joy, receiving elation. You have guilt. I release any beliefs that no longer assist my soul's growth. You have the Nine of Pentacles. You have drowning, North America, disaster, magic base, non possessive, adult female, Neolithic revolution, overcoming law. I think you're overall like a super happy person because something really exciting has happened to you. Super exciting. Your finances should be like falling into place now, and it should be a really good situation for you. What I think is going on is that actually you're guilty about something and you feel um you like hit rock bottom and then you come back up and you're really excited to like do something new and you really want to. So I think that you are like on the up and up, but the only problem is that you have something in your past that you're hiding or you're running from, and it's kind of catching up to you too. You've dealt with some loss, you've dealt with some grief, you've dealt with some guilt, and now you're like on your way up. I'm seeing a lot of warmth from this spread. So I'm noticing a lot of warmth about you too. I hope that helped. Thank you. Message 4, Labradorite. You have justice in reverse, hearing inner guidance. My intuition flows whenever I am still. You have freedom in reverse. I possess the power and the free will to create my own happiness. You have the sun. You have rock bottom, enabler, functioning addict, and caretaker. So I'm seeing that you've gone through a lot. You've been through so many things that actually you're quite like seasoned. You have a lot going on, and what you need to do is you need to make sure that you are dealing with your issues in a way that is like appropriate. Um, I'm seeing like jail and parole and addiction counseling and some sort of like grief counseling and group therapy and different things like that. But I'm also seeing like the joy of your of like a birthday, and I'm seeing like this push and pull. You have maybe this like addiction problem that no one knows about, and then you have this like party life that everyone loves. So somewhere in there you need to find balance. It seems like you've dealt with a lot of stuff in the past, and you're trying to find a brighter day and a better future, and the way that you do that is by working through it. So thank you so much. I hope that helped. Afterthoughts. So you have the Queen of Cups. You have soothing impatience. There is nothing to do but wait. You have expanding inner power. I am my most powerful when my creativity is given a voice. Purpose. I know what I am here to do. You have the Seven of Vessels. That means you have options. You have um, Allied Defender, Allied Invader, Hiroshima, and Holocaust. So, what I'm seeing is that you've been through like incredible turmoil, maybe war, perhaps. You have a bunch of different paths you can take, but the main thing is that you're the queen and the leader of your own life. You might also be like a king in your own life, but you're a leader of relationships, and there is like some mediation aspect to this. You have to understand where you came from in order to understand where you're going. And you have to understand trauma and response to trauma so that you can develop yourself further. So, what I think is going on is that you understand your purpose, you understand your life purpose. And if you don't, you can just ask in prayer, like, what is my life purpose? I might do a reading on that next because it might help a lot. Um, what I think is going on is that you've been through a lot of bad stuff and you want to reach for the good stuff. But the problem is, you might not be able to get there without help. So make sure that you are putting the things in your life that you need to have there in order to like become the person that you're meant to be. So I hope that helps. Thank you. Astrology. So today we've had kind of a gloomy day, but we have a lot of positives coming up. So we have the sun in Aries, and we have Neptune in Aries, um, talking about how we need to make sure our leadership is on point today. Next to that, we have Mercury in retrograde, Venus in retrograde, and the north node of the moon, as well as Saturn in Pisces. So this is kind of like a dreamy mishmash of like, you have to do this, but you have to do this, but you have to do this, but you have karma. So I'll explain. Mercury retrograde in Pisces has to do with like you want to like delve deeply for it. Move on to Uranus and Taurus, and that tells us that we are also in like a dreamy state where we've wanted to like talk about our feelings, but actually we might be lounging or working and lounging and trying to be by ourselves so we can get our lives together. Um, Mars in Cancer talks about World War III and how we need to push forward in order to build up our defenses. The moon in Gemini next to um, Jupiter in Gemini talks about, well, let's start with Jupiter in Gemini. Jupiter in Gemini talks about how we have to have like a dual minded leadership style, like fast and controlled, and reacting on impulse and reacting to information so that we can push forward. The moon in Gemini also talks about this dual mindedness, but it's like mystical, practical, realistic, dreamy, um, kind, and flirty. So it's very like two sides of the same coin for that. We also have Pluto in uh, Aquarius, talking about how we're probably going through some grieving and need to come together as a collective so that we can um, move forward through this time of great karmic, what should I call it? Karmic relationships. There's a lot of karmic relationships right now. So we have to think about where we were and where we want to go so that we can find out. I highly recommend looking at your south node and your north node to better understand yourself from your past lives and who you want to be in the future. Thank you so much. Hope that helped.